Hello, so today I'll be making something special. I'll be making carrot cake, my favorite cake. And if somebody will be willing to marry me, chances that I'd like to have carrot cake to be my wedding cake. I think I've said enough, so let's go. So now it's time for the start of the show. Not me. I think the show could go on without me, but I'm talking about the carrots. What would be a carrot cake without carrots? Cake. And I don't do just cakes on this channel. If you want just cakes, go somewhere else. This is not the channel for just cakes. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to grate 3/4 pounds of carrot and then I'm going to put them aside and I'll use them later on. So in a bowl I'm going to sieve 2 1/3 cups of flour with 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. I'm going to whip 6 eggs on medium speed with the whip attachment until it's thickened. It should take about 8 minutes. Then I'm going to increase the speed to high for another 5 minutes. So while whipping the eggs on high speed, I'm going to gradually add 1 1/4 cups of oil. Here I'm combining 2 cups of sugar with 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to mix them together and gradually add them to the egg and oil mixture. So now it's time for the start of the show. I'm going to fold in the carrots. I want to add some nuts and raisins in it. So I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of peanuts and a 1/4 cup of raisins. I'm going to grease my baking tin with some butter and flour it. Then I'm going to try to pour the cake batter evenly in each baking tin. So they are looking even-ish, so I'm going to throw these in, place it in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 177 degrees Celsius, and this should take about 50 minutes. So with the cakes in the oven, now it's time for the icing, or do you say frosting? Well, I say icing, so I'm making a cream cheese icing, so that requires 8 ounces of cream cheese, 3 cups of powdered sugar, 1/8 cup of butter, and a tablespoon of vanilla. So I'm going to mix all this goodness with a hand mixer until thickened, then I'm going to place it in the fridge until I'm ready for it. Yes, so the cakes are finished. I admit one looking kind of burnt and the other one kind of lean, but fret not, you know, I'll fix the problem. I'm going to cut this off anyway, I'm going to cut off the top anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to allow this to cool for some minutes and then I'll start decorating. So I'm trying to make some orange icing, but I don't have any orange food coloring, so I'm going to try to use the turmeric. So I'm going to put this in the freezer to get a little bit more solid. Yeah, so here I have the cake, still with a burnt top. I am going to try to cut off the burnt part. And this would be some snacks for later. Yeah, so now it's time for the icing. Let me center this. It won't allow me to center. Yeah, so put this on. This icing is delicious, by the way. Top tier. Kind of tastes like cheesecake. So now I'm thinking that this plate is not ideal because it has a curve to it. Now what should I do before it's too late? So I'm gonna put the cake on this because I think it'll look better on camera. Yeah, so pray for me. Let's see how this works out. Alright, this wasn't bad. Let me center it. Alright. Yeah, so back to what I was saying now. I think this is enough icing. Let me put on the top layer. This on. So this top is a bit lean, so I'm gonna take some off. Yeah, no, I'm not doing the best job, but I'm pretty sure I can cover up all my faults. But this cake is delicious. Just eating off the scraps. Wow. It's moist. And just delicious. I'm making a mess here though. I'm going to put this in the freezer because it's getting too soft and the time is hot. Yeah, the time is getting too hot right now. I'm going to put this in the fridge. So yeah, fun fact. I live in Jamaica and it's hot here. And the icing is not holding up to the heat. So I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible. So I had to put this in the freezer. So let's get this bread now. Let's do this. This is kind of looking hopeless, but I will not give up. I'm not an expert on decoration, but practice makes perfect, they say. I'm afraid that I might have to put this back in the fridge or in the freezer for some time. So I'm gonna put this in the freezer for some time, then I'll get back to you. So this is taking way too long, longer than I expected. Trying to wrap this up now. So this won't be our first class, our world class cake. But hopefully it will look appealing enough for you to click on this video. It's easier to handle now since I put it in the freezer. But it's not coming out like how I expected it to come out. So now I'm going to use the orange icing. I'm tasting a little of the turmeric in it. Doesn't taste bad, but I wasn't expecting so much of it to be in the icing. So let's see what's going on now. So now I'm just going to sprinkle some peanuts on top. And lastly, some raisins. How much would you give my decorations? I think about my skills. Out of maybe a 5 stars, or I'm looking at 3 stars right here. I'm just gonna clean up the edges. And the last thing I'm going to do is to sprinkle some cinnamon powder on top. And that's it, folks. Carrot cake. So I'm finally finished. It took longer than I expected, but I finally got some cake. So let's taste it. It's moist. The icing is very delicious. So I did not allow the cake to cool completely. There was still heat inside the cake, and that's the reason why the icing was melting so fast. So I had to put it in the freezer, let it chill a little bit. Now I have cake, carrot cake, some delicious carrot cake. Still my favorite type of cake. I prefer carrot cake over plain cake, over fruit cake, over any other cake. and I want this to be my wedding cake. I'm not sure about the icing because it won't last long under the sun, but this is a delicious cake, moist, full of flavor, and the icing is just top tier. This is the best icing I've ever made, and I'm impressed with it. I'm happy to share this recipe with you. And that's it for this Sunday's episode. If you like what you saw today, consider subscribing, like, and share. Feel free to comment below. I always respond to your comment. But until next week Sunday, thanks for watching.